Welcome back to Trader UK, where today I'm going to be giving an update on a company that I have previously featured on the channel. Originally, when I covered this company, I wasn't exactly full of praise for them, and I actually concluded my video by saying, despite all the hype and attention that they're getting, I will not be investing in this company. Well, fast forward 3 months, I'm now a shareholder, and my position is sitting on around a 40% gain. Despite this, I'm still not entirely sold on the company itself. I haven't been blown away by the acquisitions or the partnerships that they've announced, but I do see potential for shareholders to make some money here. So in today's video, I'm going to be running through why I've changed my mind on SPI Energy. So the company, SPI Energy or SPI Energy, this is them on screen now. Originally, they operated in solar and battery solutions on a commercial scale and in a residential setting as well. I covered them in September 2020 when their stock price jumped 3,000% on news that they would just launch an EV subsidiary. I then covered them again in October when that subsidiary, Edison Future it was called, was launched, and they announced a partnership agreement with a Chinese EV manufacturer and parts manufacturer to design future EVs. They also obtained the rights to distribute those cheap Chinese EVs in the North American market, which I wasn't overly impressed with, and the market wasn't really impressed with either. The share price kind of took a tumble from there, but it has been performing well recently. It's really picked up again. So let's take a look at what's actually been going on. So following my last video, this was actually the first bit of noteworthy news. You should be able to follow it on screen. It was on the 27th of October when the board approved plans to spin off their Solar Juice subsidiary, which is their business that sells solar panels and inverters and battery storage solutions like the Tesla Powerwall. This company actually sold 2,500 Powerwalls by Tesla in the Australian market in 2020, which isn't bad going. I think they start from about $7,000 and then upwards from there. So they focus on the residential and small commercial market in the Asia Pacific region. Their reason for the spin-off, which they would do via an IPO, and it says here, because they feel they can unlock better value as a spin-off. Now, this has my attention, but let's move on to the next piece of news first. November the 9th, 2020. Now, SPI Energy, it says here, strengthens their EV supply chain with another joint agreement with another Chinese manufacturer. This one doesn't interest me that much. It sounds a lot like the previous piece of news that I covered. The Chinese company will supply parts to Edison Future, the subsidiary. I guess it's positive, but it wouldn't convince me to invest in this company. November the 13th, Edison Future acquires Phoenix Motorcars, a leader in medium-duty electric fleet vehicles, a turnkey US-based EV drivetrain design and production, along with meaningful backlog. Okay, this one grabs my attention. I'm going to switch us across to the Phoenix Motorcars website so you can take a look at their products here. This one does get my attention. They're US-based, first of all. That's a good start compared to their other partnerships. They are generating a revenue already. It's a small revenue, about $5 million a year. They have these existing products, which you can see, the shuttle buses, the flatbed trucks, work trucks, and school buses. It's not going to be a next Tesla. It's much more niche than that. The company currently delivers around 25 to 30 vehicles per year, but these vehicles do sell upwards of $200,000 a piece. They plan to ramp up production 5-fold in 2021. And they do have existing orders of 70 vehicles. So 2021 should be a good year for them. Now, SPI Energy paid about $12 million to acquire this company in the form of shares and cash, plus a commitment to introduce some working capital. And I think that could be a good addition to the group. If Phoenix Motorcars can deliver revenue next year upwards of 20 million, like they say they're going to, then that looks like good value. Following this, on January the 4th, we had Phoenix Motorcars appointing the inventor of the first working all-electric school bus as a new senior VP. On January the 20th, we had Phoenix Motorcars appointing early Tesla employee Edmund Sheen as the new VP of Product Management and Supply Chain. We had on January the 26th, SPI Energy's Phoenix Motorcars appoints auto industry veteran Frank Jenkins as VP of Business Partnerships and Development. And then on the 27th of January, Phoenix Motorcars appoints former Tesla HR executive as its Human Resources VP. And then the same day, the 27th of January, the board approved the spin-off of the company they just acquired, Phoenix Motorcars. And this would be done via IPO as well. Okay, so now I'm getting a slightly different idea about what I think's going on over at SPI Energy. I think this is a company that have sat there watching the success that companies like Tesla have had, and they just want a piece of the action. And in fairness to them, they already operate in solar, they already operate in battery storage, so a move into EVs is a pretty logical one. But in the process here, when they announced these plans to make this move into the EV market and they rocketed the share price by 3,000%, they realised, hold on a minute here, we're now able to raise capital a whole heap easier. We're now able to fund projects and acquisitions that we couldn't before. And it has led them down this route of, if we just let the market value our subsidiary businesses individually on their own merits, then the market will value them a whole lot higher than they currently do as part of the wider group. It's going to raise a whole heap of capital for SPI Energy as the majority shareholders, and it's also going to unlock a lot of value for other shareholders. And to be fair to them, they're probably right in their thinking. Now, take a look at this. This is the website of Zos Trucks. These are a company that are supposed to be taking part in a SPAC merger with a blank check company, Next Gen Acquisition, ticker symbol NGAC if you want to check them out. But what do they actually do? Well, looking at their website, they manufacture medium-duty commercial vehicles. It looks like postal trucks and security trucks. They actually have contracts with Loomis and UPS. On a small scale, this is. And to be honest, this looks remarkably similar to the type of market that Phoenix Motorcars are addressing. The main difference is Phoenix Motorcars was acquired for $12 million. Zos Trucks is valued by this SPAC merger at $2 billion. So yes, it absolutely makes sense to seek a separate IPO for these companies and let this supercharged crazy market that we're in value the companies accordingly. And that's actually exactly how I can see all this playing out. On screen now, you'll see Iconos Design. SPI Energy have recently announced a partnership with Iconos Design, who have previously designed electric vehicles, and they plan to jointly display products at major US motor shows in 2021. That's this year. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we see the equivalent of a big pump and dump here. I can see more ex-Tesla employees being added to the team. I can see designs being leaked later in the year. And then potentially a big IPO that will hopefully release a lot of shareholder value. So that is why I've been adding a position in SPI Energy. Now, do I think the company behind it would justify the attention? I'm still on the fence about that. I'm 50-50. What I am sure of, though, if they do manage to get an IPO for Phoenix Motorcars, the market would give it a crazy valuation. We've seen that time and time again. And I think that's exactly what SPI Energy are trying to do here. Let me know what you think about this one, guys, down in the comments. Do you like SPI Energy? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there some shareholder value to be created here? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.